Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Somerville Licensing Commission for April 16th, 2024. I'm Commissioner and Chair Joe Lynch. Joining me tonight are Commissioner Jack Thomas and Commissioner Chris Allen. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, this meeting of the Licensing Commission may be conducted via remote participation. We will post an audio recording, audio-video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of these proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting on the City of Somerville website. Michael Potier from the City Clerk's Office, thank you very much. Do we have Lieutenant Mitsakis in attendance tonight?
Good evening, I'm on. How are you?
Thank you, Lieutenant Mitsakis, our liaison to the Somerville Police Department. Lieutenant Richardson from the Somerville Fire Department. Any representative from the Somerville Fire Department?
Lieutenant Richardson is on.
Thank you. We have you, Lieutenant Richardson. First item on the agenda is the acceptance of the minutes of the regular licensing commission meeting of 3/19/24. Commissioners, any questions, edits, or comments?
None.
Commissioner Thomas would like to
Approve.
make a motion to approve the licensing commission meeting minutes of 3/19/24.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all three commissioners in the affirmative. Next item on the agenda is item number 2. It is a communications from the ABCC, the Alcoholic Beverages Control Commission, regarding a notice of suspension for Triple F Pub Inc., DBA The Pub, 682 to 686 Broadway, Somerville, for a period of 5 days to be served on Monday, May 13th, 2024 through Friday, May 17th, 2024. Commissioners, we are in receipt of the decision from the ABCC. Communication has been received and placed on file. Thank you very much. We do have a request from the Director of Engineering, Brian Postaway, to take our outdoor dining applications out of order. Is that okay with Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner Allen?
Yes.
Very good. Do we have Director Postaway on the line? And Nikki Green.
Director Postaway, are you able to speak?
Good evening, Commission. How are you this evening?
Very good. Director, how you doing?
We are doing well.
Very good.
Looking
So
forward to discussing briefly this evening.
Very good. We received your request. The commissioners and I are fine with it. So item number 10 is a request from an existing all forms alcohol license holder for indoor seating and public sidewalk seating. This is for Terra Nova Inc., DBA Mike's Restaurant, 8 Davis Square, Somerville, requesting approval of public sidewalk seating license. The current indoor license is 90. Proposed indoor seating, they are reducing to 74. And the outdoor public sidewalk seats, they are requesting 16. This is a public hearing. Director Postaway, if you can walk us through this and what your recommendation would be.
Absolutely, Chair. The key item here is that Mike's has chosen to go back to what is very comparable to their pre-pandemic seating, with their seating, outdoor seating located on the sidewalk adjacent to their restaurant building. As some of you may know, we've recently gone through and reconstructed the sidewalks in this location to be concrete. We have been able to work with them fairly well to make sure that there remains to be an accessible path along the existing or the now existing concrete portion of the sidewalk. And the seating that they propose meets our expectations for an accessible Davis Square, and the administration recommends the layout as proposed for approval.
Thank you very much. Director Postaway, I've been asked several times by people who frequent Davis Square, and you don't have to answer if we don't have a firm commitment. What are the city's plans for the slipway in front of Mike's Restaurant?
I do not have, my department does not have specific knowledge of a proposed for the slip lane at the present.
Okay, Thank you very much. Any questions of Director Postaway? Commissioner Allen? Commissioner Thomas?
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Allen?
Is the fact that it's no net seating change, from the restaurateur, or was that to maintain, was their quota limited by their bathroom capacity? If you know. Just curious.
I don't recall specifically, but I believe they're returning to this to meet their restroom capacity, yes.
All right, no further questions.
Thank you very much. Director Postaway, if you're all set, we'll go to the public hearing.
Members of the public, if you wish to participate and you're here in chambers, you can approach the podium or raise your hand on the Zoom call with the raise your hand feature. All right, I have a hand raised. Anthony Venuti. All right, you are.
Yes,
Please.
I'm representing Bliss Point.
Okay, we're not quite there yet.
We'll be with you in a second. Okay, if there are no members of the public who wish to comment on the application by Terra Nova, I declare that part of the public hearing closed. Anything else, Director Postaway?
I do not have anything else on this particular item.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Allen would like to,
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All three commissioners in the affirmative. Thank you, Director. And next one on our agenda is item number 11. And it's for Junebug. Existing all forms alcohol license. They're looking for a public parklet seating. Pinky Swear Inc., DBA Junebug, 251, 251A, Washington Street, Somerville, requesting approval of a public parklet seating for outdoor dining, 18 seats. This is a public hearing. Director Postaway.
So Junebug is located in the little parking lot area on Washington Street, kind of where the Independent and Bronwyn is located. It is on the same set of shops with Bronwyn, and they're using the parking spaces in front of their facility. One thing that they've opted to do, this particular restaurant has opted to do, is to provide a raised platform for the seating area. We had previously been, we would allow the restaurants that are adjacent to the crosswalk in the parking lot to have an at grade or roadway grade seating. They're not adjacent to the crosswalk, and so they've opted to raise their seating up on a platform like some of our other parklets with parallel parking. So this is going to look similar to that, except it's going to be deeper because this is an area with perpendicular parking. So it's going to look a little bit different from other parklets. Probably looks more similar to the Independence parklet area, though not quite as big. In general, they've met our expectations for an accessible area with appropriate protections in the parking lot, and the administration recommends this seating for approval.
Thank you very much. One question for me, Director Postaway. Is this the site of the old T&B Pizza?
It is.
I am not confident I know the correct answer on that one.
Okay, Director Postaway, we expect you to know every seat and every former restaurant site in this entire city.
I know everything, and those that I don't know, I will let you know.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Allen confirms this is the former site of T&B Pizza. Okay, if you're all set, Commissioner Thomas, any questions?
No questions at this time.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Allen.
Prior to this, my understanding was that parklets, patio seating in the Union Square Center had to clear out for the farmer's market. How will the permanent structure impact that? Or semi-permanent?
I don't believe they were required to clear out for the farmer's market. I think that we've been keeping this open enough so that there is room for both.
Perfect. My apologies for the misstatement. In that point, no further questions.
Thank you very much. Just for clarification, Commissioner Allen, that whole side of, that abuts the restaurant chain, restaurant sites,
Mhm.
that stays active during the farmer's market. They've reconfigured the stalls for the farmer market.
Thank you. I'm thinking of the old configuration.
No problem.
Yes, Chair, thank you. I'd forgotten when Bronwyn was located on the other side, they would close out for the farmer's market.
Correct. Thank you, Director Postaway. Okay, if everyone's all set, Michael, any members of the public?
If there are any members of the public who wish to speak on this matter, please approach the podium if you're here in person or raise your hand via the Zoom raise your hand feature. Seeing none, Mr. Chair.
Seeing none, close that part of the public hearing, and Commissioner Thomas would like to.
Make a motion to approve.
Second,
All those in favor?
aye.
Aye, all three commissioners in the affirmative. Thank you, Director. Director, next one we have is Foundry on Elm. Item number 12. This is for the Rockwell Restaurant Group LLC, DBA Foundry on Elm, 255 Elm Street, Somerville, requesting approval of the public parklet seating license. The proposed number of seats are 24. This is a public hearing. Director Postaway.
So Foundry on Elm, their seating area is almost exactly the design and appearance that they had approved last year for permanent seating. We made one change this past year to their seating area to meet some expectations of the fire department, and that was to reduce the depth of their seating down to 12 feet to provide sufficient space for fire apparatus to operate on Elm Street in the case of an emergency. This was coordinated last summer with the fire department, and we had to wait until this fall or this cycle to actually get that change documented in their license. Based on this change, the administration recommends the Foundry on Elm license for approval.
Thank you very much, Director Postaway. I'm just going to confirm with Lieutenant Richardson that fire department is fine with this. And my understanding is it had to do with the stabilizers that come out from the side of a ladder truck. Is that your understanding as well?
Lieutenant Richardson, you are free to speak. You are unmuted from our end. Unfortunately, Lieutenant Richardson, we still can't hear you.
How about now?
Now we can. Thank you very much.
All right,
Thank
sorry
you.
about that. That's probably me with my mute button here. Yeah, there was a question of the parklets being large on both sides, which made a smaller area in the middle of the street. It was really, really close when the ladder trucks had to set up in the middle of the street and extend their stabilizers. As long as they've cut it back, I understand it. Last year, they were 14 feet on each side, leaving only 10 feet in the middle. If they're knocked down, I thought they were going to be knocked down to 10 feet, but if they're knocked down to 12 feet, it still gives us a little bit more room to work with. I also had another question that was about the hydrant that's in front of the foundry, between the foundry and the diesel. I stopped by there today. We have to keep that open. I'm not sure how that's going to affect the design. That's all I got.
Thank you.
May I answer the lieutenant's questions?
Yeah, hold on one second, Brian. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Lieutenant Richardson. Director Postaway, the question about the fire hydrant, I can see it online here. What are we doing?
Yeah, Lieutenant, through the chair, the first point with the hydrant is that this is comparable to last year's and the previous year's design where we had the foundry leave an opening in the fence area that faces the street so that there's a clear path to the hydrant. They're going to have basically a rope barrier just so that patrons don't like roll out into the street. But it's an otherwise unobstructed passageway to the hydrant. We've also worked with them on when they install it to make sure that there are jersey barriers are far enough away from the hydrant on that side so that you can, so that your team can appropriately attach the hoses, run the wrench without running into the hydrant, which was an issue one year. So we've been pretty diligent with them, and they've been very cooperative on that.
Thank you.
As far as the width, you're correct. We did go from 14 feet down. In this case, we went down to 12, and we're going down to 12 on both sides of the street, which gives us an extra 4 feet in the middle of the roadway to accomplish that. We didn't want to put the entire extra dimension on one side of the street or the other. We wanted both restaurants to share the love of a smaller seating area.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've got it, Lieutenant Richardson. I have the advantage of one of the commissioners goes on to a live, and I can see what they're talking about. I can see it live streaming here. So yeah, I have no concerns about the Somerville Fire Department access to that hydrant.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public wish to be heard on this application? Did I open it yet?
Yeah, if you are a member of the public and you wish to be heard on this item, please raise your hand. Mr. Commissioner, I do see one hand raised. I have Sue C. Sue, I would ask you to unmute on your end. Sue, can you hear me? If so, go ahead and unmute yourself. Did you unraise your hand? Okay, Mr. Commissioner.
She put her hand down.
Back up.
Okay.
I have Sue C. Go ahead, you're unmuted.
Hi, can you hear me? Sorry, I had to reload the page. My name is Savannah Quaid. I live in Davis Square, and I am just wondering, I was walking through the square today and saw that the Foundry already has their outdoor dining set up.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Could you please state and spell your name for the record?
SUSANNACOIT.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sue, go ahead.
So I was going through Davis Square today and noticed that the Foundry already has their outdoor dining set up. And I'm just wondering if that's standard procedure for outdoor dining to be set up before the license meeting is heard.
I will give you the licensing commission opinion on that, and then I'm going to ask for some backup from Director Postaway. So the way this is designed is that they apply for a building permit, outdoor occupancy permit. Those plans have to be approved prior to the building, but they cannot commence service of food or alcohol until they appear in front of the licensing commission and are approved.
Mr. Chair, I have the applicant for hand raised.
Okay, hold on one second. Let's stay with the member of the public. Sue, do you understand what I said, or?
Yes, that's very helpful. That's very helpful. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And Michael, we have the applicant present.
All right, you are unmuted.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
This is Jess. So I just want to clarify what Sue C has confused with Foundry, but Foundry's parklet is most definitely not set up yet.
Thank you. Can you give me a Google Earth or whatever we call these things that you're showing me what it looks like. Jess Willis, owner of Foundry on Elm. Thank you very much. Jess, do you know who it is that has set up on Elm Street?
Pretty much every other restaurant is already set up. Elm Street.
your representation tonight is that whatever Susie is seeing on Elm Street is not yours, correct?
No, we are not set up yet.
Great, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, any other members of the public wish to be heard on the application for Foundry on Elm?
If you would like to be heard on this item, please approach the podium if you're here in person and raise your hand using Zoom's raise your hand feature. Seeing none, Mr. Chair.
Seeing none, close that part of the public hearing. Commissioner Thomas would like to,
I'll make a motion to approve.
Seconded,
all those in favor?
aye.
Aye, all three counselors in the affirmative. To all participants, thank you very much. Next on the agenda is item number 15 is Eat Greek Heroes. Director Postaway, we do have the applicants present in the city council chamber. So we're going to ask them to come forward, but if you could take this first, please. So this is Foundry on, this is, where the hell am I? 15, thank you. This is item number 15. This is a new applicant for an all forms 7-day restaurant license, a common victualler license, entertainment by devices indoors, and outdoor public parklet seating. Eat Greek LLC DBA Eat Greek Heroes, 215 Elm Street, Somerville, requesting approval, as I stated, the all forms, common victualler, entertainment by devices, indoors and outdoors, public parklet seating license, proposed indoors 42, outdoor 16 hours of operation as stated, with alcohol service Monday through Sunday, 12 to 12:30 a.m., indoor and outdoor food service Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. This is a public hearing. Director Postaway, we're going to take this first with the applicant, primarily because they are applying for multiple licenses, if that's all right with you, and then you can chime in on the outdoor seating part of it.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. So we're taking out of order. We're going to take number 15 completely. Yes, if you could come up. Yep, both. We have 3 chairs. Michael, you okay on camera? Yep. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
And we have an attorney representing and 2 of the applicants. Thank you very much.
So good evening, Chairman Lynch. My name is Attorney Greg Curtis. I'm from Lowell. And I'm here tonight in regards to the Eat Greek LLC, which is the owners are here also, which is Roland Lecce and Eva Sandikas Lecce. And they are applying for the application for the common vicular, the liquor license, and I think entertainment license and outdoor seating at the 215 Elm Street in Somerville. They're familiar with the restaurant business. They both worked in the restaurant business for years. They run a place called the Pizza Bar in Tewksbury, which has been very successful. And they're looking to expand, and they found this area, which the prior owner, Mr. Likas, is here also tonight, and they've come to an agreement with trying to move forward with, they're both of Greek descent, and they want to have a go at it here in Somerville. They know all the beautiful improvements that have been here. I have a little bit of history. When I was going to law school in the early 80s, I lived on Pearson Road for a year, and that was way back. So things have changed, and very fortunate that they have the opportunity to come here to Somerville. So we worked closely with Andrea Torres. She was very good. She helped us complete application process. It's definitely an involved application process. I've gone through this many times up in Lowell, but this is a very thorough system that you have here, and I think I commend the board for that, and also the help that they provided the clients and myself in completing it. So I would open it up to any questions, but they're looking to hopefully open up sometime in early May. They have a lease with the building owner, and they've had a lot of help from the prior owner, Mr. Likos, and his wife to get them going in the right direction. Made a few changes, but new plans were developed, and we're looking to do the same type of seating that is presently, that was approved, I think, for last year, which is 16 outdoor seats and 42 indoor seats. So I'll open it up to the board and whatever questions you have, we'll try to review. And if there's any other concerns, we'll be happy to try to address those.
Counselor, thank you very much. Commissioner Thomas.
Sure. Thank you for choosing Somerville. I'm sure you'll
course,
be
thank
very
you.
well rewarded. It's a great area. Just any issues in Tewksbury at all?
No, we
None.
never had any issues.
Excellent. Great to hear. As well as, my concerns about indoor seating, ADA accessibility seating. Have we looked into that, discussed that?
Disability to let wheelchair, you know.
Right. It's already set up, both indoor and outdoor?
Yes.
Excellent. So we will check and spin around.
Yes.
Perfect. No further questions, Mr.
Two
Chair.
handicap bathrooms, everything.
Perfect.
Countertops, everything is up to code.
Okay,
Yes.
so, thanks.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Allen.
No questions.
Very good. So for those of us who had our heart broken when out of the blue, when out of the blue informed the city that they were going to go into retirement. Yeah, so I'm never gonna forgive them, but I'm gonna be down as soon as you open the doors.
Thank you so much.
So a couple of questions. You've responded that there have been no interactions with the ABCC. Who will be the manager of record?
Either.
Okay, and you'll be on site. You'll have some backup management because you're not gonna be there 24/7, so,
Absolutely.
okay. And this will be primarily, we all set with the menu. Menu's been
Yes.
submitted.
Yeah.
Okay, and this will be primarily, Greek fare.
Yes.
Okay. Right. All right, so thank you, Counselor. I don't have any other questions. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep you here so that we can also hear from the administration about the outdoor dining.
Sure.
Okay, Director Postaway, if you could address the issue of the outdoor dining for us on item number 15. Do you need us to repeat it or are you all set?
Chair, I'm all set. I think the quick item here is that they have proposed not only the same seating that Out of the Blue used for the past few years successfully. We didn't see anything that was out of the ordinary or substantially different. So the administration recommends the outdoor seating portion of the license for approval.
Very good. Thank you very much. Counselor, sorry, Commissioner Allen.
Just a point of, the agenda item doesn't specifically mention, oh, I'm sorry, I'm misreading this, yes, nope, never mind. I saw all form 7-day restaurant license.
I'm giving you the stare.
I know, I apologize, I'll get my act together.
Okay. All set?
Yep, all set.
All right, very good. Council, if you could stay with us.
Sure.
This is a public hearing, and this is for Eat Greek LLC, DBA Eat Greek Heroes. Michael,
If there are any members of the public here in chambers or on Zoom who would like to speak, please either approach the podium or use the raise your hand feature on Zoom. Seeing none, Mr. Chair.
thank you very much. Seeing none, I close that part of the public hearing, and Commissioner Allen would like to.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
All those in favor?
I,
Aye. All three commissioners in the affirmative.
Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
on behalf, Commissioner Thomas always says this, on behalf, welcome to the city of Somerville. And on behalf of the commission, to Lydia and Stevie Liakis,
Thank you.
thank you for all the years of great food, great service, and great friendship. We wish you well. Spend your money.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. And finally, for outdoor dining, we have item number, well, this says item number 1, but it is the very last item, which is a late item, and this is for the independent Director Postaway. This is actually, it's the last item on the agenda.
Commission and Chair, the key item here is, and honestly, I don't know what precipitated this, but we do appreciate the revision that the independent is proposing here. Their pre-COVID application for outdoor seating included 2 additional parking spaces going right up to the private way, I believe it's Sanborn Court. Those 2 spaces were either never used or extraordinarily rarely used. And they're asking to remove those 2 kind of overflow or expanding areas, remove those from their license. This is particularly helpful because the city has 2 electric vehicle parking and charging stalls at that location, which could become an issue if they wanted to expand into those areas. So we believe this is a very helpful amendment to their license and recommend it for approval.
Thank you very much. Let me see if I have this correct. The city of Somerville encroached on two of their spaces by putting in electric vehicle charging. Have I got that right?
I don't think encroach is the appropriate term. These were always parking spaces. The city decided to repurpose the public parking space for electric vehicles. But it did create a conflict, or a potential conflict. And we appreciate the independent deciding that it was the best of everybody's interest to remove those 2 locations.
Okay. All right. So you're recommending approval on this one?
Correct.
Thank you very much. Is the applicant also present, Michael?
Yes.
Thank you.
Objective, Mr. Chair, do we even have to hear the?
Yes, please. Jess Willis from the Independent.
Hello again. Thank you.
Okay, Jess, thank you
Yes.
very much. Does this satisfy what you need to adjust that license for outdoor dining?
Yes, in fact, we're sort of just formalizing the patios that it has always existed. So we were approved a very long time ago. We're going back over a decade. And at the time, the patio was approved in 2 forms. It was approved as a 3 parking spot with the option to use those additional 2 spots on special occasions. We never actually used those additional 2 spots on those special occasions. And now that there are electric vehicle spaces in those 2 spots, you know, we don't have the option anymore. So I think the city and the restaurant, we're all looking to just kind of formalize this layout, which isn't the layout that we've always operated with.
Thank you very much for the clarification. Any other questions from either commissioner?
No questions.
Very good. If everybody's all set, let's go to the public.
Are there any members of public present who wish to speak on this item? Please approach the podium if you're here in present, or use the raise your hand feature on Zoom. Seeing none, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Seeing none, close that part of the public hearing. Commissioner Allen would like to.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All 3 commissioners in the affirmative. Director Postaway, that finishes you up for tonight. Thank you very much. Jess Willis, all set. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Commission. Have a good evening.
Very good. Thank you. Let's go to members, applicants who are in the chamber, if we could.
Mr. Chair, I have items number 9 and number 13 of applicants present in the.
Terrific. Let's take item number 9 out of order. That is an existing marijuana establishment license. They are seeking a change of hours. This is for Union Leaf Inc., 71 Union Square, requesting the approval of a change of hours. The current hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. This is an appointment only for the first 6 months of operation. The proposed hours are Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and they are seeking to remove the condition of appointment only for the first 6 months of operation. Welcome, Counselor. If you could state your name for the record.
Mr. Chairman, Walter Sullivan on behalf of the Union Leaf. As you may recall, we were the first applicant to receive a license from this commission back in November of 2019. At the time, there were less than 70 cannabis retail stores open in the state, 0 in Somerville, none in Cambridge. There are now 6 in Somerville and over 500 in Massachusetts. We don't believe that there's, any reason to have appointment only, other than the first 2 stores that opened up, one in Brookline and the other in Leicester. There'd never been a problem with people waiting. And I don't believe Somerville has had an issue with the 6 stores that have been opened up. So we're requesting that the appointment only be removed as a condition and that the license be issued forthwith without it.
Very good. Thank you, Counselor. Counselor, for the record, Counselor Sullivan was the attorney who presented the Union Leaf proposal in front of the city. We've had a good working relationship with he and his client. Commissioner Thomas, for your information, by appointment only for the first 6 months is a condition that Commissioner Allen, myself, and former commissioner placed on all new applicants, and that was for the purpose of controlling crowds in front of a new establishment. Counselor Sullivan is absolutely correct. With the opening of all our new recreational cannabis shops, we've had no complaints of crowds on the sidewalk obstructing or any kind of complaints. So we have 1, 2, 3 open in Davis Square, 0 complaints. So I just wanted to address that for you because you were not on the commission at the time. Why don't I turn it over to you?
No, I'm just asking, is part of that 6-month waiting period to see how operations go as opposed to just crowd control?
Can I answer? It was more done so for crowd control.
Okay.
Yes, because they are inspected. They are inspected by both the CCC and there is an occasional inspection by the ISD folks here in the city.
And I'm just confirming no issues with prior establishments.
No issues with the first 3. Now that we have 4.
6 now.
6. So there have been no complaints to the Somerville Licensing Commission, nor any concerns that have come from Somerville Police Department, our liaison to the commission.
6. Do we know what type of license this was by any chance? B or?
This was a priority A applicant.
Priority A. Okay.
Yep.
So we were the first license to receive an HCA and of course a license. We got tied up as a result of building a brand new building.
Right.
And Union, that tied us up longer. And then there was a flood in the basement that tied us up even longer. So although we were the first, we're probably gonna be one of the last to open.
And there was that slight thing, Counselor, the pandemic, which slowed
Yes.
everything down.
There were some mistakes with the new zoning ordinance, some clerical errors made that they had to go back and fix as well.
No further questions.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Allen.
Do you all have a rough estimate of when you'll be opening?
Well, we're hoping for April 20th. But I don't know if that's going to be possible. We received our final license. We submitted on Monday a request for final inspection, post-final inspection. And all that is the Cannabis Control Commission comes in and they run product through the metric system to make sure from seed to sale as to how it flows. In the past, it's taken 30 days to 2 months to get that far, but given where we are today, we're hoping to be able to get that done by the 20th, but reality is probably not going to be until the beginning of the month.
Michael Potier.
Mr. Chair, if I may, through you, Michael Potier, Licensing Operations Manager for the City Clerk's Office. I just want to be clear that there are 2 permits that need to be amended for this establishment to open without appointment only condition. We're here before the Licensing Commission, and then there's also a separate process for the Planning Board. The appointment only condition cannot be removed until both special permit and the license indicates as much.
Right. I'm not sure what you said, but I think this commission could remove this special permit condition, but we would still be subject to appointment. This commission could move the condition from the license.
Correct.
We would still be subject to the special permit condition.
Because that special permit, our condition went with the special permit. So what you have to do is get that removed from the planning board. Is that a hearing?
Mr. Chair, through you, yes, it is.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
that seems silly. What?
it, part of the issue is that this commission came first, they did a 6-month.
Right.
What the planning board did, they did it into perpetuity. It's like, they should have followed the licensing commission and said, do it 6 months. So, to be safe, it's better to go back. I tried to get on the agenda, but between advertising in the paper and the new process set up in the zoning ordinance, having a pre-submittal meeting and so forth, we might not make it till the middle of May. With that being said, it's my understanding that the businesses have been operating in Somerville with appointment only, but how that actually works is a different issue as to someone shows up, makes an appointment that day. But, my take is that's not really the way it should be working.
Yeah, I mean, Union Leaf was the initial test run on how this was gonna work. Who are you dealing with at the planning board level?
You can't tell anymore. I originally emailed Sarah Lewis and then it only comes back with Planner 1. You can't actually tell who you're dealing with at the planning board. At the planning staff, excuse me.
Okay, let me try to help you through this because what the planning board does and what the planners do are exclusive of the commission. That just seems burdensome to me. It also seems like overkill. So, Michael, if you could let me know, you don't have to do anything, Walt, if you could just let me know who the planner is that they would have to go through. I mean, I'm just asking as a favor. Well, let me know who it is. So either April or May, depending on how successful you are. I have no qualms about removing the times. There are not significant time changes here. So that's my opinion. Commissioner Thomas, you all said?
Yeah, I just don't want to like set a precedent. That's my only reservations here for allowing such an exception.
Nope, we have removed, just for your information, we have removed the by appointment only for 2 other applicants already.
Perfect.
Yep.
I mean, I think the reality is they all should have been coming back.
Right.
In asking for that to be taken
That's
away. They should have, but the reality is that people are just trying to get open.
Right.
And I believe the city has been a little bit lenient on enforcement of the issue, so therefore no one seems to have a problem. I think as for the special permit, given that it's a condition set by the planning board, the only way it can be removed is by the planning board and not the planning staff.
Correct.
So we have no other choice but to go before the planning board after notice of the public hearing.
I'll reserve my opinion. Commissioner Allen, anything else?
No major.
Okay.
Concerns.
Yeah, and I just have one other thing, Mr. Chairman, is, as I said, we'd like to see if we can get open by the 20th. I mean, it's gonna be tough, but the only question we would need to have our license issued here in order to be able to do that. The special permit isn't impacted because it's already issued. It's appointment only, but we need our license from the licensing commission in order to fully open.
I don't want to get myself in trouble with the operations manager for licensing, who's sitting to my right.
I know, I think Michael's actually been very good about.
Michael's looking at me like, please, Commissioner, be quiet. Don't say anything else. I'm gonna let him work that out with you.
He's been doing it.
Okay. Okay, so this is not a public hearing. I've made my opinion known. I don't have any problems removing the condition, and I don't have any problems with the hours. So Commissioner Allen would like to.
Make a motion to approve this request for a change of hours.
And
removal of the appointment only condition.
I would second that.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All 3 commissioners in the affirmative.
Thank you.
Counselor,
Thank you.
good luck with the planning board.
Thanks,
Work
Michael.
on hitting
Thank you
that
very much.
entirely arbitrary opening date.
Well, they really wanted it. We're gonna open at 4:20 in the afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Counselor. Let's go to the next applicant who is sitting in the city council chamber, and that is for Dave's Fresh Pasta, I believe.
That is correct.
Okay. Welcome.
Hi.
if you could state your name for the record.
Josh Sarvis.
Josh, welcome. And this is item number 13. They are an existing wine and malt package store license. They're looking for a change of stock interest, officers, directors, and manager for LDDJ Inc., DBA Dave's Fresh Pasta, 79 to 83 Holland Street. Approval of the change of stock interest, officers, directors, and manager. Josh Sarvis is one of the stockholders and he is appearing in front of us. Josh, this is strictly some reorganizing, what I'm seeing here, in terms of the percentage ownership
Yes,
for both, for the stock interest and the current manager is Dave himself.
Yep.
Dave Jick, and he is proposing to make you the manager of record for Dave's Fresh Pasta.
yes. I've been with the company for 17 years. I managed it for a very long time. And I'm taking on more ownership, and Dave's thinking of a succession plan for himself and what my role there is. So it should make sense for me to take it over.
Excellent.
And yeah, been there through it all. So
Okay.
I want to do this.
Dave has been the manager of record for the alcoholic beverage
Yes.
license. Have you managed an alcoholic beverage license in the past?
No,
Okay, are you tip certified?
no.
Okay, we would advise you to get tip certified very quickly.
Okay.
If you're gonna be the manager of record for the alcoholic beverage portion of this,
Okay.
okay?
Even just for a package license, you should be tip certified.
Yes,
Got
it's highly recommended, because that tip certification process gives you an in-depth knowledge of your responsibility as the manager of that license.
I can do that.
Okay, and it's very simple. You
Got
go online.
I have a bunch of other, like the food service ones, so I'm sure I can figure it out.
Very good. Commissioner Allen, any questions of the applicant?
No questions.
Commissioner Thomas?
Joshua, thank you for being part of the fabric of Somerville. 17 years is
Thank you.
quite a long time.
Thank you. Thank
That's,
you. Love it here.
yeah.
Oh, you 10 when you went to work?
Are you thinking of any changes to the menu or adding anything different?
Nothing drastic, you know, we are adding more baked goods. We put in a little bakery in there, but nothing crazy.
Great.
We're just doing what we're doing and trying to do a good job.
Excellent. Yeah, I look forward to stopping by.
Have you been there before?
Have not, but. I will.
Anybody?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you? No, I have not. It's one place I've not been, no. But I
You
definitely
gotta come
will.
We should get that.
Butternut squash ravioli.
Mhm.
No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Allen. You all set?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, no other questions. This is a public hearing. Michael?
If there are any members of the public who wish to speak on this matter, no one's present in the chambers. If you would like to raise your hand, I see one raised hand, Mr. Chair.
That's David himself, I think, a second ago. Yeah.
Hey, guys. Yes, this is Dave. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew I am here and present. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
No, Dave, good luck. I'm glad that you have a plan of succession, but were you on the call when Josh said you were old?
I missed that part, but alas, it's true.
No, David, we have no other questions. We're good.
All right. Appreciate that. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
If there are any other members of the public who wish to speak on this matter, please raise your hand using the Zoom raise your hand feature. Mr. Chair, seeing none.
Seeing none, close that part of the public hearing. And Commissioner Thomas would like to.
Make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All three commissioners in the affirmative. Josh Savas, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, we are back to the regular part of the agenda. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
We're back to the regular part of the agenda and we are on item number three. Let's see if I can find that on this agenda. Item number 3 would probably be, we're looking for a status report from AL 170326, which is Teal Square Cafe, DBA The Basement. The last time they were in front of us was in January of 24. And I believe the recommendation by the commission was for them to come back in April to give us a status update. Is the applicant present for Teal Square Cafe, DBA, the basement?
Mr. Chair, I see a hand raised. Could you please state and spell
Hello,
your
can
name?
you hear me?
Yes, we can. Could you please state and spell your name for the record?
Sure. Good evening, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. I am Attorney Tyler Hensler. It's Tyler Hensler, from Upton, Cannell, and Devlin, here representing the basement. Since January, when we were last here, we've been working diligently to resolve a difficult ADA issue. I'm here to fill you in on these efforts, but I'll start by refreshing the Commission's memory that this issue stems from the wheelchair accessibility problems posed by the basement and the space that the business proposed to operate in. The licensee is trying to use the space as it currently exists and thereby avoid spending the serious amount of money it will take to install an elevator, which would make it economically difficult. I have forwarded to the commission earlier today a letter dated March 19th, 2024 from the architectural and urban planning firm that the basement is using, which describes the efforts to engage an expert to rectify these accessibility issues. There is also a floor plan that I forwarded of the existing space that was also sent to the commission. When you look at it, you can see that the proposed build out right now won't be approved until the AAB, that's the Architectural Access Board, approves a variance. We've also engaged the services of an attorney, not my office, but a different attorney that specializes in that area to conduct this appeal at the AAB to try to get that variance. And if you need me to re-forward the documents I sent, I'm happy to do so. I got a bounce back email, so I hope they went through. But just let me know, please.
Okay.
To summarize, just right now, the ADA says that we need an elevator. If we can get a variance, then it might be economically feasible to do so. We're therefore asking for an additional couple months, at which time we will expect to have an answer from the AAB and we'll be prepared to move forward. But I am happy to take any question the commission has. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. A couple of questions. Do you have a date from AAB?
I don't believe we do. The attorney, my understanding is that the licensee engaged the services of this attorney fairly recently, and they're working on their appeal.
Okay, and you're just handling the alcoholic beverage part of this. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Okay, all right. Knowing how fast or how slow, depending on which side of the aisle you're on, this could take upwards of 3 months. So I have no objection of holding this for another 3 months, but that's my opinion. Commissioner Thomas?
First thing that jumps out, Mr. Chair, is 5/16/22, which means we're pulling up on 2 years with this. So I think it may be a point for further discussion in the future, but I have no issues with a final 3 months.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Allen?
3 months seems reasonable.
All right. Council Hensler, I know that you are kind of stuck in the middle on this one because there's another attorney involved in trying to get the variance for the ADA. But thank you for appearing tonight. This commission is willing to continue this and not require another status report until July meeting of the Somerville Licensing Commission. Make a motion, commissioners, that we continue this to July.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Tyler, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too. Item number 4. This is a special alcohol license by St. Anthony Parish, 12 Property Way, requesting approval of special alcohol license for Festa Unina to be held outdoors at 12 Property Way, Somerville parking lot on 6/24 6/22/24 from 5 PM to 11:30 PM with alcohol service. Is the applicant present?
I see a hand raised, Mr. Chair. You are unmuted on our end.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Rafael. I'm representing the Santana Parish in Somerville.
Welcome back, Raphael. Tell us a little bit about the event and how many people you expect.
Yeah, first of all, I don't know why the guys put a confusing name. I don't know why it's no keep the Brazilian festival. It's gonna be easy for everybody. Yeah, that's the party we're gonna do outdoor in a parking lot. We have a kind of deal with the Somerville to use the parking lot. It's always be in favor. We have a parking lot with the guys needing, and we try to get 2 entrances, one by the Somerville Avenue and one by the Propecia Way to check and put a wristband who's gonna have alcohol, and I try use the marker to put a double X in the hands and the people is not gonna have alcohol.
You're splitting where the alcohol service is gonna be.
Sorry,
Is that what I understood, Raphael? No. Raphael, could you explain one more time about the parking lot and how you're gonna use it?
oh, the parking lot to use our parking lots, but about the parking, you have a deal with the Seminole, the people gonna park in their parking lot for to solve the problem in the streets. Don't get all packed and making the neighborhood going crazy.
Now I understand. This is strictly an event by St. Anthony Parish. But
Yep.
you have a side deal with the owners of Summer Nova to utilize their parking lot for overflow parking.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. Thank you very much. How many people?
It's tough, you let it know, but we expect like around 5,000 people.
And that's over the course of the day?
Yes, yeah, during the 6 hours of the festival, yes.
Have you made application to the Somerville Police Department yet for the details?
No yet, because the guy said it's still a far way to apply for the detail, but we have all the other permits for the firefighters and everything. We have everything already. But
Got
the guy
it.
said, yeah, it's called with 2 weeks before the party.
Okay, are you having outdoor fire, gas pits, anything?
Yes, yes,
You are required to do the same thing with the Somerville Fire Department.
yes, we know.
Very good. Okay. Okay. Do you have a rain date?
No,
Okay. All right, I have no other questions. Commissioner Allen,
I think you covered everything I had. No further questions.
Commissioner Thomas.
Raphael, just a quick point of clarification. You mentioned you will be doing double X for alcohol over 21 and non-X's for people under?
no, I'm gonna put a wristband for the people over 21 and try to get some X for the other people, just for double check. It's gonna be easy for people gonna be in the bar serving alcohol.
Perfect. And is this your biggest festival of the year?
Yes.
Excellent. Perfect. No further questions, Mr. Chair.
I have no other questions. Commissioner Thomas. Commissioner Thomas.
Oh, no further questions.
Mr. Chair, would you like to make?
Oh, I would like to make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all 3 commissioners in the affirmative. Raphael, have a great event.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Item number 5 is Down East Cider, 256 Marginal Street, Boston, requesting the approval of a special alcohol license for Down East at the Park by Volo to be held outdoors at the park in Assembly Row in Somerville on 5/1 through 5/30 from 12 PM to 10 PM. Is the applicant present?
Mr. Chair, I see a hand raised. The applicant, you are unmuted and free to speak. The applicant, unfortunately, we cannot hear you. Still, unfortunately, no audio, applicant. We have you unmuted, but we cannot hear any audio.
Michael, can you see a name that's associated with Down East?
Yes, I believe it's pronounced Royson Gilligan.
Okay. Is that name
Who has-
familiar?
it matches the application.
No. Do you recall if he's ever appeared in front of us before? I don't. Okay, I don't want to cut anybody who's been off with us before. Why don't we put that to the end of the special farmer winery licenses? Okay, we'll give Royce a little time to try to reconnect. Here's my suggestion: log off and log back on. So we're gonna hold that for a little bit. Item number 5. Item number 6 is Bliss Point Meadery, 1 Fox Run Road, Bedford, requesting the approval of a special farmer winery license for Union Square Farmers Market that's going to be held outdoors at 66 to 70 Union Square on every Saturday, 5/11 through 10/26 from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Is the applicant present from Bliss Point Meadery?
I see a hand raised. You are unmuted on our end.
Yes. This is Anthony Venuti. I'm representing the owner of Bliss Point Meadery, Jeffrey Venuti.
Great. Anthony, if you could spell your last name for us, please.
Sure. V as in Victor, E-N-U-T-I.
Thank you very much. Tell us a little bit about the Union Square Farmers Market. This is pretty straightforward. How many years have you been doing this in the city of Somerville?
I believe that we have been participating. It's a fairly young company. So we participated last year in that market, and this is our second year. It was very successful last year.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Thomas.
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Allen.
No questions.
Okay. Anthony, all of your servers and sellers, those all tip certified?
There is an alternative to tip certified. I think it's
Safe serve.
Safe serve, yes.
Yeah, okay. And they are safe serves?
Yes.
Okay, great. No other questions? Other questions? Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anthony, if you could stay with us for item number 7, you're also applying for approval of a special farmer winery license for the Davis Square Farmers Market. That'll be held outdoors at Davis Square parking lot on every Wednesday, 5/22/24 through 11/27/24, from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Once again, just for the record, Anthony, if you could identify yourself for us.
Yes, Anthony Venuti, V-E-N-U-T-I, representing Jeffrey Venuti.
Great. Same thing. Crowd control, checking IDs. I have no other questions. Commissioner Thomas.
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Allen.
No questions.
Thank you very much. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All 3 commissioners in the affirmative. Anthony, thank you very much. Good luck this year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 8 is Far From the Tree LLC, 108 Jackson Street, Salem, requesting the approval of a special farmer winery license for the Union Square Farmers Market. They're going to be held outdoors, 66 to 70 Union Square, every Saturday, 5/11/24 through 10/27/24 from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Is the applicant present?
Yeah, I see a hand raised, Mr. Chair.
Hi, this is Jessica.
Jessica, your last name for the record, please.
Cresimano. It's Cresimano.
Jessica, thank you very much. A little bit about what you're going to be doing down there for the Union Square Farmers Market.
So this year we plan on attending every other Saturday starting on 5/18. We'll be doing sampling for adults over 21 and selling straight to customer, a handful of locally produced ciders from Salem. All of our staff is tip certified.
Very good. I assume you do this up at Salem as well, the city of Salem?
Yes, we do participate in the Salem Farmers Market, and I've only been with Far From the Tree for coming up on a year, and I know we were at Union Square last year. I did a couple markets myself. It was a lot of fun and good for us to get out there and hopefully at the next meeting, I will also be doing this for Davis Square. I just got the plans for the layout today, so waiting on my MDAR there.
Great. Jessica, thank you very much. And as I always tell the Lieutenant Governor, Somerville is a much more fun city than Salem anyway. I have no other questions. Commissioner Thomas.
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Allen.
No questions.
No questions. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All three commissioners in the affirmative. Jessica, have some great days down there.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Let's recall item number 5, which is Down East Cider, 256 Marginal Street, Boston. Have we got the applicant and can we connect?
Mr. Chair, I see a hand raised. You are the applicant. You are free to unmute. You are unmuted on our end. Fortunately, we are not able to hear you. I have a hand from Nick Fay. Mr. Chair, with your permission, I'll allow them.
Please.
Nick Fay, you are unmuted. Are you here on behalf of the applicant in this item?
Yes. Can you hear me all right?
Can hear you, yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. For the record, my name is Nick Fay. I'm here representing Down East Cider with Roisin, who has been texting me frustrated that she can't get her audio to work. So anyways, happy to be here with you guys.
Great. Nick, this I think is your second year down at Volo?
It is our second year.
Okay. If you could just describe for anyone who's listening to the recording, what the park at Volo is and your participation down there.
Certainly. So the park at Volo is a series of 12 plus pickleball courts. They've invested over $1 million there setting that up. They have 3 beach volleyball courts, and then they have a number of kind of lawn games scattered throughout. They've spent more money this season, and we're participating in that as well as updating our bar area where we serve out of, which is it's basically a converted shipping container. Yeah, and so it's been a little cold, but so far traffic's been nice.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner Allen.
Any incidents we should know of since you opened for the season?
No.
Great, no further questions.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Thomas.
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Nick, tell Roisin not to worry. Not to worry.
I will.
Very good.
Thank
I'll
you, guys.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All three commissioners in the affirmative. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah. Where are we, Michael?
Mr. Chair, we have one final item on the agenda, item 14.
Item number 14 is an existing all forms alcohol license. They're looking for a change of stock interest in officers, directors. This is for Carlos and Mike, DBA The Cornerstone, 282 Beacon Street, Somerville, requesting approval of the change of stock interest and officers, directors as stated in the provided chart. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
Mr. Chair, I see a hand raised. Elizabeth Lashway, you are unmuted on our end.
Good evening. This is Elizabeth Lashway. I represent Carlos and Mike. Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you. Elizabeth, are you with a firm?
Lashway Law. I'm a solo practitioner.
Thank you very much. Okay, this is pretty self-explanatory for us, Counselor. Proposed officers, directors, and it's a change giving Carlos Vidal 100% control.
That is correct. Both Mr. Vidal and Mr. Fang have previously been approved by this commission and by the ABCC. This is just a transfer of stock from Mr. Fang to Mr. Vidal. So Mr. Vidal will be 100% owner and a change of officers and directors so that Mr. Fang is a director and Mr. Vidal is the director, president, treasurer, and secretary. Neither Mr. Fang nor Mr. Vidal has ever been convicted of a federal or state narcotics drug law, and the rest of the license is staying the same.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Thomas.
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Allen.
No questions.
No questions from the chair. Counselor Lashway, this is a public hearing. Michael, can we go to the public?
Yes, and Mr. Chair, just to note for the record that both applicants appear to be present in the lobby.
Okay, Counselor, is it your preference that either of the applicants speak, or are they there for backup?
They are here for backup in case you have any questions.
I don't think any of the three commissioners have questions. You've given us the information that we need.
Thank you.
To the public, Michael.
If there are any members of the public who wish to speak on this item, please raise your hand using the raise your hand feature in Zoom. Seeing none, Mr. Chair.
Seeing none, I close that part of the public hearing, and Commissioner Thomas would like to
make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All three commissioners in the affirmative. Counselor, applicants, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And Assistant City Clerk Michael Potier, are we set?
Mr. Chair, Licensing Operations Manager.
Licensing Operations Manager, soon to be
We-
Assistant City Clerk, but
We have disposed of each item on the agenda for this evening.
thank you very much. Before we leave, I am looking forward to see many of our licensees tomorrow. We have a presentation from the ABCC. It will be an update. We have not had one of these since pre-pandemic. But Executive Director Ralph Sacramone, the Chair of the ABCC, the Secretary of the Commonwealth's Labor Division, and one of the executives from the Industrial Accidents Board will be presenting to our licensees. I want to thank Michael and his crew at City Clerk's office for pulling this all together. We expect in excess of 50 of our licensees. Anyone who has not registered, please go on. Is there a site they can go on and register, or do you have to send them the invite?
Mr. Chair, through you, I've sent all of our licensees the link.
Check your inbox, check your trash, check your spam, because sometimes they get shoved off there. If you would like to attend, please attend. There is plenty of room at the Highlander Forum at the new Somerville High School. If in doubt, just contact the City Clerk's office. With no further business in front of this licensing commission, Commissioner Allen.
We'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Lieutenant Mitsakis, Director Postaway, Lieutenant Richardson, Commissioners, Michael, this meeting is adjourned.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.